All right, we are ready for our second art criticism. I have the directions on the left and the art criticism form on the right as always. To start, we're going to look at this title line right here. It gives us the artist, the title, and the year it was created. I know this one's a little confusing because there's two dates, but this one, because it's in italics, right here tells us the title is in italics. So this right here is the complete title. So we can say the artist's name is Peter Max. The title of this artwork is Sunrise 2000, and he created it in 1999, back before any of you were born. Go ahead and pause me here while you fill in that information, and when you're ready, we will continue on to the describe slide. All right, welcome back to the describe slide. You can click right down here to the next one. And again, in this one, we do not need to write complete sentences. We can just list out. It says list 5 things that you see in this artwork. So if I'm looking at this picture over here, I see things like flowers, I see planets, I see birds, I see a heart, I see a UFO, I see stars, I see rays, I see a sun. What else do we see? Anything? We see like water, right? Water with reflection, etc., etc. Go ahead and write at least 5 of those things. This is obviously more. You don't have to write all of them, but write 5 things that you see in this artwork. When you are done with that, go ahead and unpause me, and we will move on to the analyze section. Okay, welcome back. Analyze it is. For this one, if we scroll down, we're now incomplete sentences. So we got to write with a capital letter at the beginning, period at the end, and a verb somewhere in the middle. Explain what color group or type of color, not just naming colors. So we're not saying like, there's red. Cool, what kind of color is red? We talked about that in our notes. As well as what technique was used to create contrast. So you're using your art vocab terms from the interactive notebook as always. So if we go up here and say what type of colors, so we have these rays here that are blues and purples. We have these ones here that are reds, oranges, and yellows. We have some greens next to some pinky purples, next to reddish. We've got kind of purples next to yellows. What types of colors are those? What type of colors did we talk about? Hopefully right now some of you are thinking like we talked about primary colors and we talked about secondary colors and we talked about complementary colors and monochromatic colors. Are there any monochromatic colors? Not so much. We kind of got the whole rainbow here, right? Primary colors are going to be your reds, your yellows, and your blues. So are they there? Yeah, they definitely are. But are they the only colors there? No, not so much. We also have the secondary colors, which is our purples, our oranges, and your greens. So we could say something like there are primary and secondary colors, but that's like saying there's all the colors, and that's not really as helpful. So the last one we talked about was complementary colors, and those were those pairs that are opposite each other on the color wheel. And if we look, we have things like these purples right next to yellow. Those are complementary color pairs. We've got things like the the green next to this red here. Those are complementary colors. And we've got some of these like orangey colors next to blue colors. Again, those are complementary color pairs. So what we could say is Peter Max, oops, let's make this a little bigger so it's easier to see. Peter Max uses complementary colors next to each other, right? Then the next sentence that we have to write is about contrast, and we talked about a bunch of different ways of creating contrast. Contrast is when you put 2 opposites next to each other. Well, guess what we just talked about in that first sentence? Complementary colors, which are literally opposites. It's amazing. So we can say the colors create a sense of contrast because they are opposite. Oops, that's how you spell that. Each other on the color wheel. Ta-da! Alright, so that is going to be our analyze slide. Go ahead and finish typing all of that up. Go ahead and pause this video. When you're ready, we will come back to the interpret section. Alright, back for interpret. For interpret, if I scroll down for the directions over here, it says, knowing this artwork is called Sunrise 2000, but was created in 1999, which is before 2000, before the first sunrise of 2000, why would Peter Max include symbols like dove, hearts, flowers, planets, and UFOs in this work? Write an explanation of what he is trying to show. Explain in complete sentences. Okay, so again, we're going to come over here and complete sentences. However, this is your interpretation. What do you think those things mean? Hearts and flowers and planets and doves. What does that mean? What do those all symbolize? Are those good things? Are those bad things? Are these happy things? Does this project give you a sense that it's happy or sad? Or is it angry? Does he look uncertain? What sense do you get from looking at this project or at this painting? The other thing to think about is he painted this in 1999 of 2000. That's the future. So he's painting the future. So this is going to be his view of the future. So I want you to tell me, using all of these symbols, what do you think he thinks about the future? Is it going to be a good future? Bad future? Horrible future? Is the world going to end? What does this look like? What do you think he's thinking when he paints this painting? And I'm not going to write anything over here because I want to hear what your interpretation is. When you are done typing that up, go ahead and unpause and we will finish up with the judgment section. Okay, judgment it is. Again, is this a good painting? Why or why not? So what do we think? Does this painting look good? Does it fulfill all the things it needs to fulfill to be a good painting? Do you like it? Why or why not? When you are all set with that, go ahead and submit this on Schoology and you are done with art criticism number 2.